it's Liz Yuille from Old Stables Crafts. Thank you for joining me again today for another Inspire Create Challenge project. And today we have a colour challenge. Our colours, and excuse the mess on my grid paper, but you will understand why in a minute. The colours are Blushing Bride, Cherry Cobbler and Old Olive, which is an interesting combination, but not quite as challenging as the one we had last month. So anyway, I say last month, 3 challenges ago, because we do colour challenge, theme, sketch. Anyway, this is the project that I have made. It uses the mini Curvy Keepsake box die and the stamp set. The dies are carrying over, the stamp sets are not. And yes, I know it's a bit of a cheat because I haven't used everything kind of all together. But I kind of have, so I'm happy with it. Anyway, I thought I would show you how I've made it. I have already die cut my my base. The dies are, as I say, the dies are carrying over, and you get lots of lovely little tags. Ooh, that one's gone on a walk. So you get lots of lovely little tags. You get the sprigs, and these do snowflakes, which are in the stamp set. The stamp set, which is not carrying over, has a mini buffalo check, stripes, which I'm using today, and then 4 sentiments and a snowflake. I've already mounted up my diagonal stripe, and I'm going to use the Blushing Bride for that. I'm going to start by masking off where I don't want the stamping to go initially, because I don't want it to overlap from one side onto the other. So those are masked off just with post-it notes, good old-fashioned post-it notes. Other sticky notes are available, as they say. Ink up your stamp well. I have a trick to resolve any issues if you do have issues, and then line up over the straight line and stamp down and press really well, because it is quite a large stamp and you do want it to stamp well. Hurrah! And that one has. So that's all right. And again, ink up. Check that you've got ink on all of your stamp. If you see any areas that are matte rather than gloss, that means you haven't inked it up properly. And then just repeat the same over on the other side. And press really hard and lift up. And then switch your bits of sticky note round so that they're covering where you've just stamped. And the important bit to cover are the bulges at the side, so because those are the ones that seem to get caught. There we go, and just repeat again. So ink up, make sure you're well inked, and am I still on camera? Just about. And stamp. And as I say, you want to give it quite a bit of welly, and then ink up again, and stamp. Now do remember, if you want to buy anything from the Autumn Winter catalogue, whether it is carrying over or going into hibernation or going forever, there's a link to my online store immediately below in the description bar. I've just realised I've got a bit of, I don't know what, on my ink pad. So yes, there's a link below, and there'll be links to all of the products I've used below as well. And you can also find those on my website, and there's a link to that too in the description bar below. So there we have our nice diagonal. Now I did say that if you have any blodges that didn't stamp properly, I have a trick, and it's as simple as just grab your Blushing Bride Stamp and Write marker and ink them in. I mean, mine are all right, but you can just ink in anything that's not. And because it's double-ended, in fact there's a little bit there that I could ink in. Because it's double-ended, if you've got any issues with the narrow lines, you can use the narrow end as well. Oh, that probably needs re-inking. Anyway, so that's that. I have already die cut the heart tag and 2 of the little sprigs. I've die cut the sprigs out of Old Olive because they are my Old Olive element. The sentiment on the heart is going to be in Cherry Cobbler, so it's my Cherry Cobbler element, or one of my Cherry Cobbler elements I should say. So I'm just going to stamp that. There we go, so that's that. And then I am going to grab a new, apparently, Tombow. And if you're in Europe, yes, they are available. You can put 3 in any one order. So do bear that in mind. There is a new item code. And I did a feature on adhesives on my website yesterday. So you can find all the information about which adhesive you should use for what. And also the new item number for our multi-purpose liquid adhesive. So I'm putting these on. There is one of these, this one's slightly smaller, so I've put that one on the back first, and then this one I'm going to just pop behind that. And then to hide that back, I'm taking another heart, and I'm just going to add a little bit of adhesive across all of that. Probably put on too much, but that's because it's a new tube. Let's spread it round a bit, and then just pop that on the back, and that then gives you a nice clean surface if you want to write a to who on it. And then the final touch are even some of the holiday rhinestones. Do remember to grab these while they're still around, because otherwise you'll miss out. We don't want people missing out. So 2, and you know me, I like my 3s. Let's pop it there. So these are also in Cherry Cobbler, so I've ticked the Cherry Cobbler box twice. And then to make your box up, just crease on the score lines, which happen automatically. You want your handles to go back and the sides to come up. And then what I tend to do is just grab a bone folder and gently just help it curve. So while I'm putting this together, it's a good moment to remind you that if you don't already subscribe, you can do so. There's a button in the bottom right-hand corner, just down there. And if you click on that, then you can subscribe, and you can also hit the notification bell if you wish. Now, these are great for 1 Ferrero Rocher, things like that. So really nice if you want to put them as table gifts. If you're avoiding all the cracker stuff. And then just grab a piece of white baker's twine, pop that through the hole on your tag, through the hole on your handles. You do need to do this after you've closed your box, because otherwise you've got to get all of this back out of your box. And trust me, it's not going to happen. There will be tears. And that is it. Now, if you would like to have a look at what the other design team members have done to inspire you, I have to say they have been slightly more inventive with the colour scheme than I have. There's a link on my website, which, as I've mentioned, is linked in the description bar below. So you can go and have a look at that. They are really talented, so do have a look. But they are little Curvy Keepsake boxes. These are carrying over. The stamps are not. The gems are not. So yeah, grab them while you can and then pop over to the Inspire Create Challenge site and have a go at entering. Thank you very much indeed for joining me again today, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Thanks a lot. Bye! Oh, and give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Bye!